Hi everybody, I'm Gaia and today I will be exploring Afrofuturism through music video analysis, focusing on No Scrubs by TLC. This presentation examines how Afrofuturist ideas such as technology, identity, and liberation are expressed through visual culture and sound. By combining theoretical perspectives from scholars like Kodvo Ishan and Itasha Womack with a close reading of this iconic late 1990s music video, I will show how Afrofuturism is not just about science fiction imaginary, but about reimagining Black identity, power, and the future in creative and meaningful ways. Afrofuturism can be understood as a framework that connects imagination, history, and technology to reimagine Black futures. Kodvo Ishun argues that power now operates predictively as much as retrospectively, meaning that control is not only about the past but also about shaping visions of the future. He further explains that science fiction is a means through which to pre-program the present, suggesting that imagined futures actively influence current realities. This idea is reinforced by Itasha Womack, who defines Afrofuturism as an intersection of imagination, technology, the future, and liberation. She also emphasizes agency, stating that it's about seeing ourselves in the future and having agency in shaping that future. Together, these perspectives show that Afrofuturism is deeply relevant to music and video art, where artists use sounds, visuals, and storytelling to challenge dominant narratives and create new possibilities for Black identity and empowerment. The music video No Scrubs by TLC, released in 1999, is a culturally significant example of Afrofuturist aesthetics in mainstream media. TLC, one of the most influential R&B groups of 1990s, used their platform to address issues of gender, independence, and self-worth. The video presents a sleek, futuristic environment filled with metallic textures, digital effects, and controlled lighting, which visually separates it from everyday reality. This aligns with Afrofuturist traditions of imagining alternative worlds where Black women assert agency and redefine social norms. At the time, the song lyrics reject dependency on and low standards in relationships, reinforcing themes of autonomy and empowerment. By combining futuristic visuals with a strong message about self respect, TLC creates a space where Black women are not only present in the future, but in control of it. One of the most striking elements of No Scrubs is its futuristic visual design, which reflect Afrofuturist aesthetics through technology and abstraction. Around the early part of the video, the metallic set design and digital background create an artificial, almost space-like environment. This visual choice removes the performers from a recognizable real-world setting and places them in a constructed future space. This aligns with Afrofuturist ideas of reimagining reality and rejecting limitation imposed by historical representation. The use of reflective surfaces and CGI effects suggests a world shaped by technology where identity is not fixed but fluid and self-defined. These visuals reinforce the idea that Afrofuturism is not just about imagining the future, but about creating new visual languages that center Black presence within it. As the video progresses, the futuristic styling of TLC, including their outfits, choreography, and interaction with the environment, further emphasizes control and precision. The clean, minimalistic design of the space highlights the performers as the central figures, suggesting authority within this constructed world. The absence of chaos or randomness contrasts with stereotypical portrayals of marginalized communities, instead presenting a vision of order, confidence, and technological sophistication. These reflects Afrofuturism's goal of reclaiming representation and presenting Black identity in ways that are innovative and empowering. By placing themselves at the center of a high-tech environment, TLC visually asserts that Black women belong in and can define the future. The lyrics of No Scrubs plays a crucial role in expressing Afrofuturist themes of agency and self-definitions. Lines such as "No, I don't want no scrub" especially establishes a clear rejection of individuals who do not meet the standards of respect and independence. This is not just a personal preference, but a broader statement about self-worth and autonomy. Within an Afrofuturist framework, this can be interpreted as rejecting limiting roles and expectations imposed by society. The song's emphasis on independence aligns with the idea that the future must be actively shaped by those who have historically been excluded from it. In this way, the lyrics reinforce the visual message of control and empowerment seen throughout the whole video. Further into the song, lyrics like "hanging out the passenger sides of his best friend's ride" critique dependency and lack ambition, reinforcing the importance of self-sufficiency. This message connects to Afrofuturism and emphasis on agency and transformation, where individuals redefine their identities and futures on their own terms. The repetition of rejection in the chorus, "No scrub, no love," becomes a declaration of boundaries and self respect. When paired with the futuristic visuals, these lyrics suggest that empowerment is not only emotional or social, but also conceptual. It involves imagining and demanding a better future. The song ultimately becomes a standard about control over one's life and narrative, which is central to Afrofuturist thoughts. The release of No Scrubs in the late 1990s coincided with rapid technological change and the rise of digital media, which influenced its futuristic aesthetic. This period saw increased experimentation with CGI and digital effects in music videos, allowing artists to visualize new kinds of spaces and identities. At the same time, the V-Car documentary highlights that Afrofuturism is a way of looking at the future through a Black cultural lens, emphasizing the importance of perspective in shaping these representations. It also notes that the present is contested, but the future is still somewhat open, suggesting that cultural production plays a role in defining what comes next. Within this context, TLC's video can be seen as part of a broader movement where Black artists use emerging technologies to imagine alternative futures that center empowerment and creativity. Afrofuturism is deeply connected to questions of liberation, identity, and power. The Vika documentary describes it as a space of agency, authority, and ownership, highlighting its roles in reclaiming control over representation and narrative. In No Scrubs, this is reflected in both the visual and the lyrics, which emphasize independence, self respect, and the rejection of limiting relationships. From an ethical perspective, the video challenges traditional gender dynamics and asserts the importance of mutual respect and equality. Philosophically, it aligns with Afrofuturism's goals of imagining futures where marginalized communities are not defined by past oppression, but by their ability to create new possibilities. These make the video not just entertainment, but a form of cultural expression that engages with deeper social and political ideas. In conclusion, No Scrubs by TLC demonstrates how Afrofuturism can be expressed through mainstream music and visual culture. By combining futuristic aesthetics with themes of empowerment and independence, the video creates a powerful vision of Black identity that challenges traditional narratives. Drawing at the ideas of Kodwo Eshun and Natasha Womack, we can see how the video reflects the importance of imagination, agency, and the ability to shape the future. Ultimately, this video contributes to Afrofuturism by showing that even within popular media, artists can create meaningful and transformative representations of identity and possibility. As I conclude, it's important to reflect on how Afrofuturism functions, not just as a theory, but as something we actively experience through everyday media. Music videos like No Scrubs are not just forms of entertainment, they play a role in shaping how we understand identity, power, and the future. This leads to an important question. If Afrofuturism is about imagining and creating better future, How can everyday media, such as, for example, music videos, actively shape the way we think about identity, power, and possibility in the real world? By presenting alternative visions of empowerment, independence, and representation, media can challenge existing norms and offer new ways of thinking about what is possible. At the same time, it invites us to consider whether Afrofuturism is already part of mainstream culture or if it is still evolving as a transformative force. Ultimately, artists use these platforms to reimagine reality, and as viewers, we are part of the process, interpreting, internalizing, and potentially carrying those visions into real world. Here are the resources I used, and thank you for your attention.